The 2025-26 Premier League season kicked off on August 15, 2025, with a thrilling opening weekend. The defending champions started their title defense with a dramatic win at Anfield. New signing Hugo Ekitike made an immediate impact with a goal and an assist, while Federico Chiesa scored off the bench. Mohamed Salah continued his tradition of scoring on the opening day. Despite leading at halftime, Liverpool faced a stern test as Bournemouth fought back, exposing some defensive vulnerabilities. The Reds showed resilience to secure the 3 points, but their backline needs tightening to maintain their title challenge. The Cherries showed their attacking flair with Antoine Semenyo's brace, equalizing twice before ultimately falling short. Their ability to challenge Liverpool at Anfield highlights their potential to be a dangerous side, particularly with Semenyo's progressive carries and improved attacking output. However, defensive lapses cost them, and they'll need to be more clinical to avoid similar outcomes against top teams. A dominant away performance by City. Erling Haaland scored a brace, while debutant Tijjani Reijnders impressed with a goal and pivotal role in both Haaland's finishes. This set a powerful tone for their title defense. The newly promoted side stunned West Ham with a commanding 3-0 home win. Dan Ballard scored and starred in defense, earning fantasy managers' admiration. A bold statement and temporary top placer. The newly promoted side made a statement with a stunning victory over West Ham. Dan Ballard's defensive solidity and contributions from new signings like Tijjani Reijnders highlighted their potential. Sitting top of the table after match week 1, Sunderland's high-energy approach could make them a surprise package this season. West Ham United. A disappointing start for the Hammers under new manager Graham Potter, who replaced Juan Lopetegui just before the season. The 3-0 defeat exposed defensive weaknesses, and the team struggled to create chances. West Ham will need time to adapt to Potter's tactics to avoid a relegation scrap. Under new manager Thomas Frank, Spurs delivered a clinical display. Richarlison starred with a thunderous volley and second goal, while Mohamed Kudus provided 2 assists on his debut. A confident victory. Spurs secured a comfortable win despite missing key players like Son Jimenez, transferred to left, and James Maddison, injured. New signings Mohamed Kudus and Mathys Tel showed promise, but their attack needs more firepower to compete for a top 5 spot. Their defense, bolstered by new centre-backs, looked solid. Burnley, the promoted side, struggled against Tottenham's pressure, failing to create significant chances. Their defensive setup was exposed, and they'll need to adapt quickly to the Premier League's intensity to avoid early relegation concerns. Arsenal edged United at Old Trafford with a well-executed corner by Declan Rice leading to a Ricardo Colafiori header, capitalizing on a goalkeeping error. United, despite creating chances, lacked clinical finishing. Arsenal's elite defense, which allowed the fewest goals over the past 2 seasons, held firm for most of the match, but their attack lacked the great shots they generated last season. Improvements in attack could see them challenge for the title. Brighton led through a Matt O'Reilly penalty, but Fulham struck back via a late Rodrigo Muniz equalizer. A balanced contest highlighting both teams' resilience. Forest delivered a strong start at home, scoring 3 and securing a comfortable win over Brentford. Brentford were outclassed, struggling defensively and failing to create meaningful chances. The absence of key players and lack of cohesion were evident. They'll need to regroup quickly to avoid a difficult start to the campaign. A tight London derby ended goalless at Stamford Bridge. Chelsea struggled to find the breakthrough against a disciplined Palace side. Chelsea's significant investments didn't translate into a win, as they fell to a surprise defeat against Palace. Defensive errors and a lack of cohesion were evident. Despite their attacking talent, they'll need to gel quickly to avoid early season setbacks. A stalemate at Villa Park with both sides cancelling each other out. An evenly matched and cagey affair. Villa earned a hard-fought draw against a strong Newcastle side. Their performance was balanced, with solid attacking intent but some defensive frailties exposed. The result suggests Villa are competitive but may need to refine their defensive structure to push for a top 4 finish. Newcastle's draw at Villa Park showed their ability to compete away from home, Despite reported tensions with their star striker, they displayed tactical flexibility. The point is a solid start, but Newcastle will need to resolve internal issues to maintain consistency. Leeds secured a narrow win over Everton, showing composure to clinch all 3 points at home. The promoted side started strongly, securing a comfortable win over Everton. Their high-pressing style overwhelmed their opponents, and they looked comfortable in their return to the Premier League. Leeds could be a surprise contender if they maintain this form. Everton struggled under new manager David Moyes, who returned to the club after Sean Dyche's sacking. Their lackluster performance highlighted defensive frailties and a lack of attacking cohesion. Everton face a tough road ahead to avoid relegation concerns. Key observations: promoted teams shine. Sunderland and Leeds United both secured impressive wins. The promoted sides showed they can compete. Title contenders: maybe because I'm a citizen, but Manchester City, reinforcing their status as title favourites. The group look refreshed and ready to compete for it all, and I want us to keep Savio, but Rodrigo is definitely an instant upgrade. Match Week 2 predictions: West Ham vs Chelsea. I expect Chelsea to edge ahead. West Ham looked shaky, while Chelsea have enough quality to capitalise at the London Stadium. Manchester City vs Tottenham. I expect Manchester City will continue to dominate. Spurs impressed, but City's ruthlessness is hard to counter. Bournemouth vs Wolves. I think Wolves may take advantage at home, especially after their defensive issues with City, but we saw a promising sign of what's to come. Brentford vs Aston Villa. Aston Villa is likely to edge Villa's strong home form, and Forest's win hint at a continued uptick. Burnley vs Sunderland. I expect Sunderland to win again. Their momentum and poise are strong indicators. Shout out to Curl Louis Dreyfus. Arsenal vs Leeds United. I expect Arsenal to prevail. Their away resilience and recent sharpness lend them the edge. Crystal Palace vs Nottingham Forest. I expect Nottingham Forest to have the confidence and firepower after their win a slight edge away. Everton vs Brighton. I expect Brighton with fresh impetus and attacking potential, likely to overcome Everton's frailties. Hope to see Balba continue to impress and raise the price for next summer move to United. Fulham vs Manchester United. I expect Manchester United to bounce back. Home advantage may help, but must convert chances better. They have a better chance with Sesko up front and not Mount, respectfully. Newcastle vs Liverpool. I expect Liverpool to edge it. Despite defensive concerns, their firepower in Anfield pedigree loom large. Would however be nice to see is that Crep Newcastle one more time and score against his future club, but we know that's not happening. Our player of the week for the Premier League Match Week 1 is Antoine Semenyo, a true king that showed what's it like to bounce back from adversity. Let me know what you think and what you'll change about my predictions, and if you'll like me to continue making these kind of content. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, share and hit that subscribe button for the boy. Until next time.